Hi, I'm Karen. This video is for auditors assigned to an ACP audit and shows you how to use TESA to access audit data and complete audit tasks. There is also a separate video showing you more detail of how to complete the TESA audit tasks, including uploading documents. For more information about the audit process, please refer to our website. So, what happens after an ACP audit of certificate batches has been initiated? In the next few minutes, I will impersonate an auditor. I will review the case and audit data. I will have a look at one of the tasks I need to complete, and I will also create audit recommendations for the ACP to respond to. I would have received an email notification from TESA advising members in my organization who have a TESA login that there are tasks awaiting action. I've logged into TESA as an auditor and I have arrived on the landing page. First, I can look at the audit cases I have been assigned to by clicking on My Cases. I can use keywords such as the case number to search for my case. I can also click on the column headings to sort differently. I can click on my case to open up the details. At the top of the case, I can see attachments, and I can see the state of the case as it progresses through the audit process. To download a document, I can click on any of the documents, and depending on my browser, I should see a little pop-up which I can then click on to open and save the file. I can also see a snapshot of the variables selected for this case, including the audit type and the accreditation. If I scroll to the related tables at the bottom part of the case form, I will see the certificate batches included in this audit, as well as the source implementation data and any audit recommendations previously created for this accreditation. I can export the certificate batches or the implementation data or recommendations to Excel by clicking on the hamburger and selecting Export as Excel. Again, there should be a pop-up in your browser to allow you to open the file. I can scroll up and down to view the multiple records and right to left to view the different fields available. In some cases, there will be more than one page of rows, and I can click on the page rows to move back and forth. Now let's go to my tasks. I do this by clicking on the My Tasks widget. This shows me the list of tasks I need to complete and also allows me to view tasks I have previously submitted and completed. I can click on a column heading to sort the list, or I can select a value, right-click, and either show matching or filter out. Let's do show matching and filter out my closed tasks. Please note that any of the contacts in my organization who can log into TESA can action these tasks, not just the lead auditor. Let's look at one of these tasks, for example, the document submission task. The task form may look slightly different depending on the task that needs to happen. If I'm not ready to submit this task yet, I can scroll down and click the Save button to save my progress and come back another time to submit. I can then come back into My Tasks and open up that task again. This time, let's submit. So, what happens next? The task and any documentation are now awaiting review by IPART. If IPART require additional clarification or information for a task I have submitted, or if there are other new tasks awaiting action, members of my auditor organization will receive an email notification. In a later part of the audit process, usually after the final audit report has been approved, I can then raise a case for audit recommendations. I'm back on the landing page. Let's raise a case for audit recommendations. My organization name, ID, and my name have been filled in automatically. The mandatory fields are highlighted here in red, as well with the red asterisks. First, let's select an audit ID. I will see various case numbers. If I am not sure of my case number, I can always go back to My Cases and identify the case. I can type in or copy and paste the case number and select. The accreditation ID will automatically be filled in, as well as the ACP organization being audited. I then need to add my recommendations, and I do this by clicking the Add button. When a pop-up appears, I can type in my recommendation. Type in, or I can paste text in from, for example, a Word document, and then click Add. I can then add another recommendation. If I need to edit that recommendation, I can click back on the Edit row console and click Save. Or I can delete by clicking the Delete, and I click Remove. Once I've completed adding my recommendations, I can submit the case. After the case is submitted, a case number is generated and the state of the case is new. At this point in time, members of the ACP organization being audited will receive an email notification asking for a response to these recommendations. Once the audit recommendations have been responded to, I will be able to view the responses by going into My Cases and finding my audit recommendations case. Now, we can use the audit recommendations category on the left to filter my categories and then find my audit recommendations. Once I've opened my case, I can see the response from the ACP, or I can find my original audit case, scroll down to the related tables, click on Audit Recommendations, and then I can see the different responses for any recommendations raised as part of this accreditation in previous audits. When all the audit tasks have been completed by the auditor and assessed and approved by IPART, the case state will then change to complete. Members of the ACP organization and the auditor organization will receive an email notification confirming this. I can then go back to My Cases, find the case, and find the documentation released. Any documents released upon completion of the audit will be available at the top part of the case. I can click on the document to download it. Depending on my browser, a pop-up will appear. Let's recap. I logged in as an auditor. I reviewed my case and audit data. I actioned a task awaiting my response. I raised a case to create audit recommendations, and I was able to go back to my case to review the progress and documentation attached to my case. Please also see the other step-by-step video on how to complete all the TESA audit tasks, including uploading the draft audit report.